take a walk out of me yard. I never know how Jamaica did hard, but better than a German.
Hi, I'm Isis. Welcome back to Starrvybz Entertainment, and today I'm talking to DJ Steve Stevens. How are you today?
I'm great, thanks, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Great, great. So tell us a little bit about what you do right now.
What I do right now? Wow. Where to begin, really? It's been a whirlwind story for the last, let's say, 2 years ago. In fact, 2 years ago, I wasn't doing anything at all. I mean, messing about, mixing music on computers for my own pleasure. But then I decided that I'd like to do internet radio because I found an internet website where anybody who wanted to do radio DJing, they could go on there, and there was plenty of, because there's so many stations out there now, they're all looking for DJs. So I decided that I'd do that, and reggae has always been my first love. It's my spiritual music.
Okay.
And so I went on a station called Ice Cube Radio. They was based down in Basingstoke, but I left them after only a few weeks because it was live, and I couldn't commit to live because of the work I do outside of the DJing. So I left them, and then I left it for a couple of months, and then Galaxy Gold Radio came on this website, and they wanted DJs, so I sent them an audio clip of me, what I was doing, and they loved it. So that started it off, and before long I found myself being contacted by various record companies, and especially young artists, and I started to specialise in bringing young artists to the fore. There was lots of artists from Jamaica who told me they wasn't getting the airplay on the radio over there, so I gave them airplay, and Galaxy Gold Radio developed a big listenership, and so we grew and we grew and we grew, and it was wonderful for me because I was able to use all of my experience of 60s reggae music right through the years and produce a program that would encompass everything, instead of, you know, not knocking younger DJs, but nowadays they will mostly play, you know, what's current, and with very little knowledge of what's gone. Perhaps not because they would have learned quite a lot from their own parents, but they perhaps didn't have my knowledge because I'm knocking on a bit.
No, but you're doing something good within radios and DJing. So what sparked your interest within music, and especially reggae music? Where did your interest begin?
Well, my reggae music came from the 60s when I was part of British youth who embraced all the Jamaicans that came to this country and brought us reggae music, and we absolutely loved it. It was our youth culture. It didn't matter what race you was from, it was our youth culture, and especially white British youth embraced this music, and they made it their own. And you know, Jamaican music really benefited from the UK explosion. And I'll never forget the first reggae album I bought. It was the first Trojan, Uptight. I can't think of it now, but it was 12 and 6 Old Money. Tighten Up, you got it, man, yeah. 12 and 6 Old Money. And it was just a sampler, but everybody bought it, they loved it, and all of a sudden Trojan Records realised that they had something big on their hands, because Tighten Up Volume 1 came, Tighten Up Volume 2, 3, 4, and it went on and on and on. And of course, the Jamaican artists that perhaps wouldn't have done so well in Jamaica, they came to Britain and they made big names, the likes of Jimmy Cliff and all that, you know, and the Upsetters, and there's so many, you know, Byron Lee and the Dragonaires. There was so many, and we loved them. So that was my music, and that's what I really, really used to love, and I would listen to that and exclude anything else, basically. But then we kind of moved on, and we kind of moved on with the music, and something happened. Something happened around the time Bob Marley broke, because it seemed that after Bob Marley had brought his message out into the world, which was a very prophetic message, and it gave a lot of hope to millions of people, it seems as if mainstream radio wanted to exclude reggae. I can't explain it. All I know is that today I'm so pleased that the internet has allowed reggae to express itself again through all the stations all over the world, because people want this music, but they don't hear it, especially in the UK, on mainstream radio.
Yeah.
And I've tried so hard to get various artists on mainstream radio, and they don't get there. For a long time I used Twitter. I don't know if you've ever seen me on Twitter.
No, I haven't come across it yet.
I use it heavily.
That's good though.
And for a long time I campaigned on BBC Radio 2 to get Singing Melodies album getting played there, because it was a classic album for a long time, but nothing. But I did notice now that, I don't know whether it's part of my campaigning or what, but on BBC Radio now, David Rodigan has got more shows than he ever had before. Well,
exactly.
in recent times, since he left Kiss FM, you know. And so, you know, he is the king in England. There's no doubt about that. And he's doing great with his shows.
Yeah.
Great ambassador for reggae, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, so I try not to listen to his shows. I try not to listen to any other shows, because I want to do my own thing. I want to do what I do. So in my radio show, I created the Karma Reggae Show Top 10 Chart Countdown, and it became very popular, and I might say a little bit influential, because one of the first artists I discovered was Empress Minor from Canada.
Okay.
Well, Jamaica and Canada. Do you know Empress Minor?
Yeah, I've heard, yeah.
Yeah, she's related to the great late Sugar.
Okay.
And but she doesn't. She said she didn't want to trade on I think it's her uncle's name.
Okay.
And anyway, she had a great album called Natural Healer, and I started playing tracks from it, and she was picked up in America, and then she got music on, I think, a TV show, and you know, she said she's always grateful to me for bringing her out to the fore, you know. But that's the way I am. If I find music that I know is fantastic, you know, and it should be brought out there, I'll promote them like hell, you know. I mean, before Roots Queen came along, it didn't matter who it was. I would give out to my fellow DJs and say, listen to this girl needs listening to, this guy needs listening to, it didn't matter who, you know.
Yeah.
Just push, give all the time, you know.
Yeah.
And I find that because of the way I gave everything to the music, I helped the artists along, I find that I'm getting everything back. You've got to give to receive. In this world, you have to give to receive. And it works every time, you know. And you have to give without expecting a reward as well.
Yeah.
And that's what I found has worked for me. This is why I met Roots Queen.
Yeah, speaking of Roots Queen, they're lovely on your t-shirts. So speaking of it, you're now her manager.
I'm her manager.
Yeah, so speak how that came about.
Okay, but what I would like to say before I get to that is 2 years ago I was doing nothing. Now, in 22 months, not only am I the manager for Roots Queen, but I'm also the co-owner of reggaevibesradio.co.uk, as well as having a very successful show on Galaxy Gold Radio. So for anybody who's watching this, you could, the sky's the limit if you want to set, if it becomes your passion and you want to achieve it. So yes, Roots Queen. Well, like all artists, many artists, I'm on Twitter a lot, and I will maybe get out of the blue an artist contact me and say, please watch this video, what's your email address, I'd like to send you my music. Happens all the time, and I guess to every DJ anyway with a radio show. And one day I was just browsing through YouTube, and I happened to come across Roots Queen, and I left a message on the page, and I said, contact me with the MP3 for this song, I want to play it on my show. But I didn't hear anything for about 2 months, so I just moved on and forgot. And then one day, Roots Queen herself, she contacted me on Twitter, and so I said, yes, send me the MP3, I want to play it on my show. Well, I played it on the show the first week, I put it up for the chart for the second week, and it bust in the chart. I think it went in at 10, I can't remember.
Wow.
But it just grew from there. And what the uncanny thing about both I and Roots Queen is we're both very spiritual, not in a religious way, but in believing in the law of attraction, that kind of thing, you know. We both read The Secret, and we both follow that kind of path. So New Year's Day, this year, 2013, I came out of a club in Basildon with my 2 daughters, and I suppose I had a bit too much to drink, but reggae was my passion, and I came out and I said, right, this year is the year I'm going to make it in reggae. I don't know how, but I'm going for it, you know. And
you just announced it when you
just
came
announced
okay.
it, you know, it went out to the universe, and the universe is listening all the time. So anyway, so that was that. I never thought any more about it, because really, I guess my one goal that I really wanted to do was play at the Notting Hill Carnival, because I was there the year before, and I saw a guy. He had a system set up outside a pub halfway up Portobello Road, and I saw this guy get a crowd really going with Sugar Minot's Good Thing Going.
Oh, wow.
And the next minute he killed it. He played something totally different. I thought, if I'd have been there now, I'd have had these.
Exactly what to play after
Yeah,
that.
absolutely, I'd have had them. But okay, that's life, that's people, and they've got the way they do things. But anyway, that was my goal for 2013, to get into Notting Hill Carnival. But unbeknownst to me at that time, Roots Queen told me that she was in Jamaica. She was doing her album, Powerful Energy, out today on iTunes.
Oh, today? Oh, nice.
Released today on iTunes. She was doing her album, and then she was talking to a relation of Garnet Silks, the late Garnet Silks, and he advised her that she needed a manager, and she said, well, how am I going to get a manager? They all look for money, you know, and he said, you'll find one out there somewhere. So she told me she ordered one from the universe. She ordered a manager. And so, fast forward, or go back to what I was saying, she contacted me. I was very enthusiastic about the first track, Feeling Free, from the album, Powerful Energy. And everyone else was that heard it. It got voted into the chart. It spent 9 weeks at #1. It's amazing, you know. But the funny thing is, I'm very worried at the moment, because D Major, with his song Real No Real, is 7 weeks at #1. So and he's getting overwhelming votes every week, but never mind, we'll see what happens. But anyway, one thing led to another. We had a flurry of emails, and she said, oh, thank you for supporting me. And then as I started promoting her on Twitter, on other social media, other DJs started asking questions, and one DJ, and then finally she sent me an email from a DJ, and it said, who is your manager? And she come back to me and she said, what should I tell them? And just in that minute, and I never intended this, I just said, tell them I'm your manager.
Yeah, so it's like something like that when it's not planned can be even better when it was planned. Yeah.
You know, and I don't know, you know, I remember reading a book many years ago, a spiritual book, and it was called The Work You Was Born to Do. And I often wondered what work I was born to do. And because I never really found my true vocation until Roots Queen came along, and the whole thing with Roots Queen has been, we say every day is Christmas Day, because we seem to get good news in the mail every day.
That's lovely.
And you know, I always say to her, everything I do for you, I just want you to wake up and read something and have a smile, you know.
Yeah. So you never thought you would be a manager?
Never in my wildest dreams.
So did you always want to be into music through DJing and
just
radio?
DJing was, you know, you just don't know what's round the corner.
Exactly.
You don't. Be careful what you wish for.
But how are you feeling now after seeing that the song's gone to #1 and everything? Are you feeling positive? What's to come in 2014? It's going to be a big year.
Well, let me tell you, I decided to go over and see Roots Queen in Germany last May.
Okay.
And I wondered to myself, because I started backing her financially, and I wondered to myself, Feeling Free was a very, very good record. It was different.
Yeah.
Do you know that song?
Yeah, I even watched it on YouTube and everything.
Yeah. It was so different from anything else. And it's true. This is the other thing about her. All of her songs are about true to life, her experiences. So I was a little bit worried. What if this is a one-hit wonder and the rest of the music,
God,
you know, those little niggling self-doubts. Anyway, as I posted on Facebook, I will never forget that night when she played me the whole album, and I sat there, and it was hypnotic.
Wow.
I couldn't believe each track, one after another, different. But I'm not particularly keen on dancehall.
Yeah.
I love the track Callaloo. It's amazing the way she did it.
Because she's a reggae and dancehall artist, right?
Well, she's roots. That's her basis. It's roots, but she you know,
branches out.
Did it a little bit, yeah, fine. And when she does that on stage, trust me, that's going to set. She's already done it on stage, and it's the crowd was knocked out by in Jamaica, you know.
So you're saying that each track is bringing something different, but
absolutely,
in a good way.
everything is positive with Roots.
Wow.
Everything, you know. As the same with me.
Yeah.
We don't. You know, she might say something to me, and I think maybe that's a little bit negative, and then we boost each other up all the time.
Try and get a positive out.